Dee, 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 dee. Um, there's so many things that because the libraries, the records are so vast, they're all interconnected, right? In the all creation. But it sometimes things just come to me, and I realize that there is a cross translation or cross indexing to other things that I've shared ever since I was prompted to sort of just put stuff up on a video on YouTube, and why that is, right? Um, but it came back to me because of how hypersensitive, because the love that I experience in my heart and soul is 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 an eternal blessing. Okay, I am eternally grateful to the energy that I am, that I experience through my heart and my soul. Okay, it is. I could cry forever over this stuff, particularly when I was a child, because it's like if another being, no matter where you come from in the entire cosmic, if you've not experienced what I've had the eternal blessing to experience, what it feels like, because that's what it is. It's not what you think. It's what it feels like. Okay? To what it feels like to have that much love in your heart that you know that it goes on forever, because it's very real. You cannot fake that energy when you experience it. It just is what it is. You experience what that energy is to experience. It was always like, it wouldn't matter if I lost all awareness of that. As long as another being that exists within the all creation could experience that for just a moment, a felt moment, then they would know the truth of how much we love the all creation. They would know and experience the eternal fire from which creation takes place with that much love that goes on forever, gifting electrons, energy. And I realized when I was a child, there were so many that were not experiencing what I was. That's how painful it is. There are no words for me to even describe it. Okay. And the whole part of that is it can consume you into darkness. If you didn't already know from the experience what the experience is like to feel that as real, and you know that's what's real, that's the real reality. Yet you're measuring everything in a fallen spiritual system that is not experiencing that, what you are, what I am. It's like picking up all the pieces, gathering up your children, right? Who suffered an enormous amount of trauma. It's just, there is not a language in any language that would ever properly allow us to experience in energy what that feels like unless you've experienced it as energy. So there are no words. It's the way that the energy works through experience. You experience it. Now you know what it's like to feel the energy. So they don't experience that energy. So this is when I'm reminded of Acceptance is the key when you think of free will. Remember what do the Satanists say? Now I'm mimicking them. It's an echo. I believe his name was Jay Parker, but I'd also was experienced on a number of other videos where it's sort of quote unquote, do as thou wilt. Because you realize, hey, I'm energy and I'm aware of myself. I can do whatever I want with my energy. Who is going to stop me? Right? And I'm free to do whatever I want. That's free will. Right? So there is only one law, and that's love is the law for self-evident reasons. It needs no words of explanation, really. Really. What it's like to experience real living life. So I know when I did my last video, I thought and I said, I think that's it, Mama. I don't think I really need to put up any more videos. Because of what I've been experiencing the last few days and where I know that we're at. And aside from that, I realize that I don't put these videos up because it's sort of a known that it's not going to get a lot of attention for all the reasons that I've described everything that I have in all my videos. I mean, it's really translating and exposing the terrain, the planetary consciousness terrain, and all the operating systems that are here that are communicating with each other in the language of DNA, which is the language of math, which are codings that are in the operating system upon which consciousness is imprinted and running those codes. So now we're into the code transfers, and now we're into all the previous stuff that at least I've described from what I learned from the time I was here when I came out of my mother's portal. And I realized right off the bat, when your spirit and our soul is integrated, that this is the use of advanced technology that is used in such a way, why it's used in the way that it is, as a result of the loss of souls and spirit. That's the truth of it. So if the use of technology in order to extend itself as a result of what happened to it and losing fragments and fragments and fragments and fragments, which is a virus, right? Because now it's losing more of what it was once experiencing, which is what love is, until it's not experiencing love anymore at all. Now it's not experiencing what I am, which is what love is. It goes on forever. Now you're aware of the other that isn't what we are, which is what love is. So that would be a return to source, the source from which it all came. That's how it works. That's a fail-safe system. That's a fail-safe spiritual system that has to account for itself because atoms are in balance. Adam and Eve are in balance, along with sons and daughters of creation, right? Cells, reproducing healthy cells. Remember Dr. Robert O. Young? Healthy stem cells, stems, like the stem you see when a seed is planted. Pop, hey, there's a stem. A tree trunk, a tree network, networkers, hub servers, tree trunks, branch directories, library branch directories, seeded race directories, right? Experiential directories, experiential learning. We're learning through all the others. what we are and who they are by our ability to communicate through each other through the language of math, acid and alkaline. Water worlds. The purity of the living spirit that is in those water worlds, with the spirit of fire, the spirit of the wind, the spirit in the land, the oversoul spirit that is providing for us everything that we need, that is in living spirit. So we're experiencing the purity of that girl's heart and soul that is providing for us everything that we need. I live in those worlds. Those are the worlds that we create, that we live in. That's a branch of mankind. That's who we are. Yeah, mama. We love you all.